In this video we've just taken delivery of a Hangkai 6 horsepower short shaft 2-stroke, and this is going to be the unboxing. I've just received it, it's in the box here. I'm going to get it up on the bench and we're going to get it open and see what's in the box. So I've got it on the table here, and this was from Amazon and it was £324. The cheapest one I could get of this size. Like I say, I've not opened it yet, so we're going to open it together and see what's in the box. Just a bit of, it's the Hangkai T6S, so I imagine it's a short shaft 6 horsepower made by Hangkai. I don't know much about it, but we're going to open it up and see what we get in the box. Like I say, I haven't even opened it yet. We'll open it together and see what's in there. So all I've done there is I've just taken the top off, and we'll open this polystyrene top off. Like I say, the box, pretty substantial box it came in. I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest, when I ordered this from Amazon. Part of me was just expecting it to just turn up sort of wrapped up, but it's quite a nice box. I'll take the lid off here. Say, I've not actually seen inside this yet. Just put that to one side, and here we go. Here's the engine. It's quite nice, 6 horsepower 2-stroke. I opened it the right way around. I wasn't quite sure. The box had an arrow on it, but I wasn't sure if that was correct or not. So what have we got down this end? 3-blade propeller, orange funnel, looks like some sort of tool bag, a mixing bottle for our fuel and oil, an instruction manual there, instruction book of operation and maintenance. So it's got an M5 and an M6, so they must do 2 versions of this. This is the 6 horsepower. Little data plate there. Model is a T6 short shaft. Got the serial number, the kilowatts 4.4, and the weight is 20.2 kilos. Looks like we've got a kill cord pre-attached. Yeah, it looks pretty much all we get in the box there. So I think the next thing to do is just get it out, get rid of this box, and have a look at the engine. We'll have a look at the manual and see what it says. Sometimes these manuals are quite a funny read because of the way they're translated. But yeah, it looks all right. Let's get into it. Got the engine out the box and onto the stand here. And overall first impressions, I've not taken the lid off yet. It looks pretty good. It looks almost similar to the Mercury I've got. That's the 5 horsepower. This one's, it's got an internal tank here. It looks like we've got reverse neutral forward. Coming down the leg here, we've got the where we disconnect for the impeller. Got a warning sign there saying, what does it say? Before use must be added gear oil. When the export machine leaves the factory, no oil is added. So we've got no oil in the gearbox, which is no big issue. We can fill that up. We've got the filler there and there. Well, the vent and the filler on the bottom. So we've got a 3-blade prop. We've got an anode. See what we've got around this side. The data plate there. Well, I think we saw that in the box. We've got the trim position rod there. We've got some grease points, tensioner. Let's see what we've got. The pull cord. Say we've got the choke. We've got an external fuel. I didn't realise I had an external fuel connection. Also we've got an internal one. Leaking fuel could cause a fire. Before tilting up the engine or on its side, turn the fuel cock to the closed position, tighten the air vent, screw on. So just a warning there for the fuel. We've got the tiller here. See tortoise and hare speed. Feels alright. And we've got the 2 clamps on the bottom there. So overall at the moment it's not looking too bad. I mean, cosmetic, looks fine. Obviously the Hangkai branding on the side there. And just coming over to the bench, we've got the accessories that came with the engine. We've got a little bag here for the tools. So we've got a 10 and an 8mm open-ended spanner, and then a 12 and 14. Got an end-for-end screwdriver. You just shove it in that end or that end. So we've got a a posi or a flat, and we've got a spark plug removal tool, a crude pair of pliers, some instructions, just basically just how to work it. You see we've got the mixing bottle there, a little funnel. The instructions, I've not went through that yet, and then we have the spares. We've got a spare bit of rope for the pull cord, an impeller, 3 cable ties, a split pin for the prop, and a little sort of a keyway for the impeller there. I was surprised that it's actually got the impeller. I didn't realise it came with that. To be honest, the advert on Amazon, it was pretty vague. The description was as you'd expect for one of these engines, but we'll have a quick little flick through this manual now and see what it gives us. So just flicking through the manual here, it's just got some on the left here, the relative components, what bits are what. Then we've got the main technical information here, technical parameter. So let's go through this. So the engine type 2-stroke, so we know that. The stern height 450 mil. The fuel is a regular unleaded gasoline. Control mode, which I suppose is gears, is forward, neutral, reverse. It's 102 cc. The bore on the stroke is 54 by 43 millimeters. Gear ratio is 2.08 or 27-13. Common engine speed 4,500 to 5,500. I don't know if that's like that'll be the top end. Engine oil is a 2-stroke outboard motor oil. The feeding method is a carburetor with a concentrated pump. Starting method manual. Cooling system, obviously you've seen the impeller there, it's a forced water cooling. Spark plug NGK E7TC, I've not come across one of them before. The weight 21 kilo. Propeller is a 3-7.8 by 8. The gear oil quantity 195 mil. The gear ratio is repeated, and the dimension is 1001 by 427 by 12017 millimeters. So there's the tech spec there, as it were. So have a further look in the book. So going through the rest of the book here, it's pretty much just how to fit it to the transom, the fuel, how to start it. Yeah, nothing really. The setting, the trim, spark plug, bit of maintenance here. We'll have a look at that maintenance thing just to see what they say. How to take the prop off. Troubleshooting, pretty self-explanatory. Storing and transportation. Yeah, so we'll have a look at the maintenance schedule and see what they recommend. I imagine this is just a generic, it's copied from somewhere else, but we've got a new machine and then the usage cycle. So they've got the 10 hour, 50, 100 hour, 200 hour, or they break that out into months. There's nothing really. We've got flushing, the fuel system, fuel filter, fuel tank, gear oil, lubricating points, the anode, spark plug, engine idle, throttle linkage, gear shift, water pump. Yeah, so nothing crazy there. It's pretty much just as you'd expect. They recommend most stuff every 6 months to check, and every year you're looking at checking or renewing the anode. So everything is basically just check and renew, check, renewal, fill. Yeah, it looks pretty comprehensive, this little book. I mean, it's not the greatest, but for an engine of that price, yeah, it's not too bad at all. After looking through the manual, I think it's time that we actually have a look at this engine. I like to mention, obviously, I've not declared it on the video itself. This isn't sponsored. I didn't get this. I didn't receive this engine as a freebie. I buy this. I didn't receive a discount. Nor was I asked to review this engine in any way. I've literally bought it just like anyone else would, and it's going to be my honest review. And so far, the engine, cosmetically, and sort of the materials I've seen so far, doesn't look too bad. We've not started it or anything. I looked under the lid. All right, the wording's a bit odd, and the tools are a bit cheap, but at least you get something. I mean, they didn't have to give you any of this. It could have just been a bit of A4 paper like this one here for a quick start manual, but you get a manual with it, you get a few bits. The £325, and that's delivered as well, and it arrived within 2 days. Very surprised. I was expecting it to be 2 weeks, something like that. But yeah, this arrived very quick. So I think the next thing we're going to do, like I said, we're going to take this lid off and we're going to have a look inside and see if we can see anything odd, really. But so far, it's all looking pretty good. So the first thing I'll say, I've just tried to get the lid off there. It's pretty tight to try and get this off with this cap on. So just slacken that lid off. It doesn't really clear this cutout here. You've got a catch on the front. I will just drop that down, and then round the back here, you see it just levers up on there. So I'm just going to take hold of it, and we're just going to pull it off. Set the lid to one side. You see the lid there, it's just plastic lid. And inside, see, we've got the fuel tank here, we've got the spark plug, ignition coil, carburetor, the recoil starter, little fuel pump on there, the split there for the internal tank, external tank, and there's a fuel filter down there as well. Yeah, not bad little, not bad layout. Looks quite accessible. So yeah, let's have a little dig inside this lid here and see what we can see. So I've not been able to find sort of any real information, definitive information about what these engines actually are copied from. It looks a bit like a Mercury. Some people say it's a Tohatsu. I can't confirm nor deny what it is. It's definitely not their own design, that's for sure, because the cost of the R&D, the development of the parts, it's not cost effective to build and design your own engine. So it's obviously been taken, or it's been copied, or whatever from something else. All the information online says Tohatsu. Like I say, I haven't got one to hand or reference information. I just did a quick Google search and it was coming up saying these are some sort of 5 horsepower Tohatsu, older models. But yeah, like I say, looking inside, we've got the this is for the external fuel. I'm not sure what the connection is for this. Easily changed if it doesn't. It's just a push-on connection there. The fuel line comes up and then it splits off and then it comes back on itself. This is common, so that the TPC here goes to the fuel tank up here, which goes through a filter. We've got an on-off fuel cock there, and that does the tank. So if you connect up to an external fuel source, you don't need to operate that. You can leave it whatever position you want. Probably best to be in the off position, otherwise you might draw some air in. It then comes around and into this fuel pump, which then pumps it into this single carburetor, single cylinder engine. Got one carburetor there. Twist throttle, we throttle on, we can see it moving there, the linkage, and we've got the choke, which just on the side there, looks very simple. We've got the stop button there. I've taken the kill cord off. Like I say, coming around, we've got an in-gear protection, so if we were in gear, the recoil starter is locked there, back into neutral, and we can then pull it. Ignition coil, the CDI unit beneath, and then it comes round and we've got the spark plug. It is an NGK spark plug. I've not heard of that spark plug before, that type. I'll pull it out in a second and we can give it a few pulls and just have just check the compression. We might do that in a separate video, but at the moment, for a review, like just an unboxing review, I can't see any reason why to doubt this engine. I mean, you see some of them and they're just those cheap, it's like a almost like a strimmer engine. Instead of the cutter on the bottom, they just put a prop, and they are cheap. But this, it's like if you rebranded that and that said Mercury, a bit like that one there, you'd be hard pushed to tell any difference at the moment. I mean, all right, you know, there's no branding, there's no part numbers on any of this, and they've just got stickers. It's in Chinese, but what are you expecting for the price? It's a cheap engine. I mean, a brand new Mercury, Mariner, Tohatsu, Suzuki 6 horsepower, you're not going to be paying 325 quid. You'd be paying double that, if not triple, for some of them. And this has got external, internal fuel. It's got the forward, neutral, reverse gear. You know, it's pretty good. I mean, obviously, you get what you pay for, and that might be that might show in its reliability and construction. But so far, seems all right. I mean, the fuel tank's fairly big. The prop looks all right. You know, it's. I mean, they've obviously went through the effort. I mean, if it was like their own build copy, I mean, they wouldn't bother putting anodes on or grease points. I mean, that's just extra money, isn't it? You would just have it the cheapest, nastiest way. So yeah, it's so far pretty good. Can't fault it. It's a lot better than I was expecting. I was expecting just some real cheap tat. So yeah, so I think the next thing we'll, when the weather improves, it's raining at the moment, I think we'll give it a run, get some fuel in it, put it in the tank, and take it from there, I think. And after that, we'll maybe look at, say, changing the impeller out, see how easy that is, whether they've cheaped out somewhere else, and say we can do compression, we can check the spark plug, see if it's actually an NGK one. It probably is, but who knows. Carburetor, I mean, there's a multitude of cheap carburetors out these days. I've done engines, Tohatsus. You can pick a carburetor for 30-40 quid these days. They're pretty cheap, and that one's got an integrated fuel pump on, so they've not skimped out there either. So yeah, overall fairly impressed so far. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.